Most people think retirees move to Thailand because it's cheaper. But after talking to people who've actually made the move, I've discovered something surprising. Saving money wasn't even the biggest reason they stayed. The biggest changes were things no one talks about: their time, their health, their daily routine, and how they felt about life after 50. Today I'm going to share 21 things no one tells you about retiring in Thailand, including the reasons many people never want to move back. When people think about retiring in Thailand, most people think about saving money. But after talking to retirees who actually made the move, many discover something else becomes much more valuable: freedom. Not the dramatic kind, the simple freedom of controlling your own day. After decades of schedules, commutes, deadlines, and responsibilities, many people reach retirement and realize the thing they wanted most is time. A morning coffee by the beach, a walk around a local market, exploring somewhere new because you feel like it. Thailand gives many retirees the chance to slow down and enjoy everyday moments again. And that leads into something surprising. Many people don't become less active after retirement in Thailand. They actually become more active. The reason is simple. Your environment influences your lifestyle. When you live somewhere with warm weather, local markets, beaches, cafes, and places to explore, it naturally encourages you to get outside. A morning walk, a trip to the market, exploring a new area, swimming, or meeting friends can become part of your normal routine. Even simple errands feel different because they become experiences. Retirement isn't just about having more years, it's about how you spend those years. And for many people, Thailand creates a lifestyle that keeps them moving. But being active is only part of the story, because the next thing many retirees notice is that their entire idea of a normal day begins to change. Think about a normal Tuesday. Back home, it might be waking up, running errands, sitting in traffic, doing chores, and waiting for the weekend. But in Thailand, a normal day can look very different. It could be having coffee at a local cafe, walking through the market, chatting with people you see regularly, exploring somewhere new, or watching the sunset by the beach. And the interesting thing is, these moments don't need to be expensive. They are simple experiences that make your day feel more interesting. Many people underestimate how much your surroundings affect how you feel. When life becomes repetitive, it can feel like you're just going through the motions. But when you move somewhere new, even small things can bring a sense of discovery back into your life. Trying a new restaurant, learning a few Thai words, finding a new hidden place you didn't know existed. That's why many people who move here after 50 don't say Thailand is perfect. They say, I feel like I'm alive again. And when your priorities start changing, something else often happens. You stop focusing so much on what you own and start focusing more on what you experience. As people get older, many start looking at life differently. For years, the focus is often on building something: building a career, building a house, getting a better car, making more money, creating security for the future. And there's nothing wrong with that. But eventually, many people start asking a different question. Are the things I'm working so hard for actually making my life better? Because the things we spend years chasing often come with responsibilities. A bigger house means more maintenance. A more expensive car means more costs. More possessions mean more things to manage. And many retirees discover that what they really want isn't more stuff. They want more experiences. Living in Thailand can change the way you think about money. Instead of spending so much on possessions, you may find yourself spending more on experiences, traveling, exploring new places, trying different restaurants, or simply enjoying your everyday life more. A weekend trip, a meal by the beach, discovering somewhere you've never been before. These are the things that create memories. Because when people look back on their lives, they usually don't remember the things they brought. They remember the places they went, the people they met, and the moments they experienced. And once your priorities start changing, you may discover something else. Your money can create a completely different quality of life in Thailand. For many retirees, things that might have been occasional treats back home can become part of everyday life. Going out for a meal without worrying about the cost. Living in a comfortable apartment in a location you enjoy. Having access to services that make life easier. Being able to spend more on hobbies, travel and experiences. It doesn't mean everyone in Thailand lives a luxury lifestyle, and you still need to budget carefully, but many people discover that the same amount of money can give them more choices. And that's what makes Thailand attractive to so many retirees. It's not just about spending less. It's about having more freedom in how you spend your money. Because when you combine that with a simpler lifestyle, you may realize something important. You might not need as much money as you once thought, but you do need a good plan. Thailand can make your money go further, but it doesn't remove the need for planning. Things like your visa requirements, health insurance, emergency savings, and having a realistic monthly budget are all very important. Because the goal isn't just to move here and hope everything works out. The happiest retirees are usually the ones who are prepared properly and understand what life will actually cost. And I think that's one of the biggest differences between people who love living here and people who struggle. It's not just about choosing Thailand. It's about creating a life that works for you. And once those foundations are in place, something exciting can happen. You get the opportunity to start a completely new chapter of your life after 50. For many people, their identity for decades has been connected to their job, their career, or their responsibilities. They were the manager, the business owner, the teacher, the engineer, the person everyone depended on. Then retirement comes, and suddenly that part of their identity changes. Moving to Thailand can give people the opportunity to create a new chapter, a new routine, new friendships, new places to explore, new things to learn. And I think that's especially important after 50, because this stage of life isn't about slowing down. It's about deciding what you want in the next chapter. Maybe that means learning some Thai, starting a new hobby, traveling more, meeting different people, or simply creating a daily routine that feels more enjoyable. A lot of people spend years asking, what do I have to do? Retirement gives you the chance to ask a different question. What do I actually want to do? And for many people, that's a completely different way of living. But there is another side to this that people don't always talk about. Because reinventing yourself also means letting go of the person you used to be. For many people, their identity has been built around their work, their routine, and their role they played for decades. They were known for their career, they had a purpose every morning, they had people who depended on them. Then they moved to Thailand and suddenly they have to create a new version of themselves. And that can be uncomfortable. You have to build new routines, find new interests, meet new people, create a new sense of purpose. But that's also where the opportunity is, because sometimes the biggest change isn't the country you move to, it's the person you become after you move. And once you start building that new life, something else begins to happen. You start noticing the small, everyday interactions that can make Thailand feel like home. A conversation with someone at the local market, a familiar face at your coffee shop, a neighbour saying hello. The people you see regularly who slowly become part of your daily routine. Because as we get older, it's not just about having somewhere to live. It's about feeling connected to the place where you live. In many Western countries, life can sometimes become very private. People get in their cars, go to work, come home, and repeat the same routine. In Thailand, going to the market, eating at local restaurants, or visiting a small business often involves talking to people and building relationships over time. Now, Thailand isn't perfect, and everyone's experience will be different. But many retirees say one of the things they appreciate most is that everyday life feels like a little more personal. And speaking of things that surprises people after moving here, healthcare is another area where many retirees discover Thailand is very different from what they expected. People want to know, will I be looked after if something happens? Will the quality be good enough? Will I be able to access treatment when I need it? And this is where many retirees are pleasantly surprised by Thailand. Thailand has some excellent private hospitals with modern facilities, highly trained doctors, and a level of service that many people don't expect. One thing many expats notice is the accessibility. In some countries, getting a doctor's appointment can involve long waiting times. In Thailand, many people find that getting a consultation or medical checkup can be much quicker and more straightforward. The experience can also feel very different. Hospitals are often efficient, organised, and focused on making the patient comfortable. Now, healthcare planning is still important. Insurance, finances, and your personal situation all matter. But for many retirees, healthcare changes from being a worry into something they actually appreciate about living here. And healthcare is only one part of daily life. Another thing many retirees discover is that food isn't just something you eat in Thailand. It becomes part of your lifestyle here. Back home, many people think about food as something they have to plan around. Shopping after work, cooking when they're tired, going out for a meal as an occasional treat. But in Thailand, food is everywhere. A morning visit to a local market, a quick meal at a small restaurant, fresh fruit from a street vendor, a coffee and breakfast at a local cafe. You can eat traditional Thai food, international food, seafood, healthy options, or something completely different every day if you want. And one of the biggest differences is the social side. Food is often a reason to get out, meet people, and enjoy your surroundings. Many retirees find that some of their favourite moments in Thailand happen around simple things. Sitting down for a meal, discovering a new restaurant, or enjoying a coffee somewhere they like. And this leads into another thing that surprises many people after moving here. The way you get around and experience daily life can change completely. Back home, a car is often essential. You need it for everything, and it comes with ongoing costs like insurance, fuel, maintenance, and repairs. But in many parts of Thailand, life can be much simpler. You might walk to the cafe, take a scooter to the market, use local transport, or call a ride when you need one. It depends where you live, but many retirees find they spend less time driving and more time enjoying life. And that's another hidden benefit of Thailand. The small, everyday conveniences that make life easier. Things that you don't really think about until you experience them. Need your laundry done? There are affordable local services. Want food delivered? It's often quick and convenient. Need something late at night? There are convenience stores almost everywhere. Simple tasks that used to feel like chores can become much easier. And I think this is something people underestimate. A good quality of life isn't just about the big things like beaches, weather, or cost of living. It's also about how easy your everyday routine feels. When small frustrations are reduced, you have more time and energy for the things you actually enjoy. And after 50, many people start valuing that more than they ever did when they were younger. But Thailand isn't just one lifestyle. One of the biggest surprises for many retirees is how many different places and experiences are available depending on what type of life you want. But Thailand isn't one place. It has many different lifestyles. Some people love the relaxed pace of somewhere like Hua Hin, with beaches, cafes, golf and a quieter retirement atmosphere. Others prefer places like Pattaya or Jomtien, where there are more restaurants, activities and a larger expat community. Some people are drawn to Phuket for the beaches, international lifestyle and travel connections. Others prefer Chiang Mai for the mountains, cooler months and slower pace. Then you have the islands, smaller towns and rural areas where life can be completely different again. And that's one of the exciting things about Thailand. You don't have to fit into one type of retirement. The key is finding the place that matches the lifestyle you actually want. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is choosing Thailand based only on a holiday experience. A 2-week holiday and everyday life are completely different. On holiday, you might care about the beaches, nightlife, hotels and tourist attractions. But retirement is about your daily routine. Can you easily get groceries? Are there any good hospitals nearby? Do you enjoy the community? Can you imagine yourself living there when the excitement of the holiday disappears? The perfect vacation destination is not always the perfect retirement location. The best place is the one that fits your life you want to live every day. And once you find that place, one of the biggest benefits is something many people worry about before moving abroad: building new friendships after 50. Thailand attracts people from all different backgrounds: retirees, travellers, entrepreneurs, and people looking for a new chapter. And that means your social circle can completely change. Instead of only meeting people who grew up in the same place or followed the same path, you meet people with completely different stories. Someone from the UK, someone from Australia, someone from the US, someone from another part of Europe. People who have all made different choices in life. And for many people over 50, that can be refreshing. Your friendships are no longer based on your job or your past. They are based on shared interests, experiences, and enjoying life now. But moving abroad doesn't mean you forget where you came from. In fact, many retirees discover something unexpected. They appreciate parts of their home country more after leaving. Thailand can offer an amazing lifestyle, but that doesn't mean your home country has nothing valuable. Many retirees still miss certain things: family and old friends, familiar traditions, certain foods, the humour and little things that only make sense when you live somewhere for years. And I think that's actually a healthy way to look at it. Moving to Thailand doesn't have to mean rejecting your past. It's about creating a life that works best for you now while still appreciating the good things you left behind. Many people discover that living abroad gives them a different perspective. you start to see both places more clearly. And that leads to another important truth. Thailand won't solve all your problems, but your environment can have a huge impact on your life. The reality is, you take yourself with you. If you were unhappy before, moving to Thailand won't magically fix everything. But something people often underestimate is how much your environment affects you. Where you live influences your daily habits, your mood, and the way you spend your time. A place that encourages you to get outside, meet people, explore, and stay active can have a positive effect on your lifestyle. Thailand isn't perfect, and every country has challenges, but for many retirees, the environment here creates more opportunities to enjoy everyday life. And sometimes that's what people are really looking for. Not a perfect country, just a place where the daily life feels more aligned with the person they want to become. And that change in perspective can completely change the way you think about getting older. For some people, retirement back home can feel like it's getting smaller. The routines become more limited, the opportunities seem fewer, but living abroad can create a completely different mindset. You are learning new things, exploring new places, meeting different people, adapting to a different culture. And those experiences can keep you feeling engaged with life. Many retirees say they don't necessarily feel younger, but they do feel more alive. Because age isn't just about the number of years you've lived. It's also about how curious you remain, how much you experience, and whether you continue growing. And for many people, Thailand becomes a reminder that life after 50 can still be a new beginning. But of course, one thing that helps create this lifestyle is the environment around you, including the weather and the ability to spend more time outdoors. When you come from a colder climate, being able to spend more time outdoors can completely change your routine. Instead of waiting for good weather, outdoor living becomes normal. Morning walks, sitting outside with a coffee, swimming, exploring new places, spending time by the beach. Of course, Thailand isn't perfect. It can be hot and there is the rainy season. But many retirees find that the trade-off is worth it. The weather encourages a different lifestyle, one where you naturally spend more time outside and less time stuck indoors. And I think that's one reason many people feel more active and engaged after moving here. Because when your environment changes, your daily habits often change with it. And that brings us to the final reason. The biggest surprise many retirees discover after making the move. They wish they had done it sooner. Not because Thailand is perfect, it isn't. Every country has its challenges, and moving abroad requires planning, patience, and the willing to adapt. But many people spend years thinking about making a change. They wait for the perfect time, they wait until they have more money, they wait until everything feels completely safe and certain. And sometimes years go by. Then after finally making the move, they realize the biggest reward wasn't just the lower cost and the better weather. It was having the courage to create a different life. Because retirement isn't just about stopping work. It's about deciding what you want your next chapter to look like. For many people, Thailand isn't an escape from life. It's a chance to start living it differently. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one, guys.